Hey guys, in this video I'm going to show you guys how I do my wash and go from start to finish, being the products that I use, the brush, conditioner, the styler. I'm going to show you how I detangle it and take out the knots. I'm also going to be using Miss Waffle's Herbal Glaze and Miss Waffle's Herbal Milk to show you guys how it's been working for me, also how I got my hair to grow this long in the first place, and how I get it to stay so curly and defined. And all using natural products and ingredients, as natural as possible when it comes to conditioner, but the Herbal Glaze and Herbal Milk are completely natural. My hair does take a little bit longer to do in the shower because it is long and thick, but I will show you from start to finish how I do that if you're interested, or if you have really long or curly hair, then that would also be helpful for you. You'll notice how long it is in the shower, especially because I stretch it out to detangle it. And then it definitely does shrink up a little bit once it's dried all the way. So keep watching if you'd like to see that. Miss Waffle's Herbal Glaze and Herbal Milk are an all-natural hair care line that I created with 0 added preservatives. They do work for all hair types and it is vegan friendly. I do use the Herbal Glaze both inside and outside of the shower. Inside the shower, I use it as a detangler, and outside of the shower, I use it as a styler. The Herbal Milk I usually use outside of the shower, kind of like a deep conditioning leave-in conditioner treatment, but you can also use it in the shower if you prefer to massage your scalp with the Herbal Milk. Leave it in for a couple of minutes and then just rinse it out, so that way you're not leaving it in your hair. This is second or third day hair, and I was really active in those 2 or 3 days, so you'll see a lot of tangles and knots that you guys get to watch me take all out. To go ahead and get started, we will rinse our hair in order to remove any old products or dirt and debris, or even any loose hairs that might be lingering around. This is all going to help with the detangling process later on. So now that our hair is completely saturated with water and we removed all loose dirt and debris, our hair is prepped and ready for detangling. You can use Miss Waffle's Herbal Glaze as a cleanser in the shower. I use about a quarter size amount each time and then evenly distribute it within my hands. You can decide how much glaze to use in your hair based off of how long or thick it is. And then you're going to go ahead and focus on your scalp, since this is where we're going to be cleansing. You're going to want to massage your scalp thoroughly, just like you would with any other cleanser or shampoo. And make sure you're pretty gentle with this part. I try to use the pads of my fingers or my fingertips instead of my fingernails, because the scalp is where all of your new growth is going to be coming in, so you want to be as gentle as possible when it comes to this part. You can even get a scalp massager. I know they sell them online pretty cheap, maybe under 10 bucks, if you want to be a little bit more thorough on cleaning your scalp. We're going to give our hair one more good rinse and then get to our detangling. To start with our detangling, we're going to thoroughly coat our hair with the Herbal Glaze, and I like to think of this as kind of like a detangling primer. We're going to focus the glaze on our scalp again, but we still do want to get the rest of our hair coated with the glaze as well. I'll be using this Swissco detangling brush that I got from Target, as well as Maui Moisture Thicken and Restore Bamboo Fibers Conditioner. This detangling brush is supposed to be good at reducing split ends and breakage. When applying the conditioner, since it is a retail conditioner, it does have some chemicals in it that will slow down your hair growth, so you want to make sure that you do not apply it to your scalp directly, but you can go ahead and apply it to the rest of your hair. This is why we focus the Herbal Glaze mostly on our scalp, since we're not going to be putting conditioner there. I don't really have any favorite conditioners at the moment. I'm just using this one right now because it's the one I happen to have at hand. The Herbal Glaze is 100% natural, so it's safe on our scalp, and it does encourage healthy new growth without the consequences of the chemicals. If you do have long or thick hair, you're going to need a decent amount of product, but once your hair is fully coated, then you're ready to begin detangling, starting from the bottom and working your way up. This brushing technique is very important for either curly hair or long hair in general because it prevents extra knots and breakage, which will help to allow your hair to grow to its full potential. So the way I brush my hair is as soon as my brush gets tension from my hair, I release it and re-grip my hair slightly lower each time until my hair becomes knot free. And then I will slowly work my way up to my scalp. The slower and more gentle you handle your hair, the better chances it has to grow, so you definitely want to make sure you're keeping that in mind during your whole hair care routine. When you come across these tiny knots, take your time to remove them by hand in order to prevent them getting any bigger or worse from brushing it, and so it doesn't accidentally tear out completely. You'll notice me re-wetting either my brush or my scalp, and I do this in order to create more slip in my hair, but definitely feel free to add more product as needed throughout this whole process as you go. I like to catch any loose hairs that I can in my brush in order to prevent them from clogging up the drain later on. It's definitely quite the process to detangle all of this hair, but if growing long or thick hair is a goal of yours, then it's definitely worth it in my opinion. My long journey of detangling is finally over. As you can see, my hair is fully detangled now from root to tip. So now it's almost time to move on to my styling steps. When you move your hair from side to side, you want to do that carefully and slowly so that you don't get any extra tangles or knots. And then I like to brush the sides of my hair that are kind of around my ear, because if I don't, they'll dry really puffy and kind of stick out to the sides. So I pretty much just bring that part of my hair straight down, and then I'm going to go ahead and rinse my hair because it's full of conditioner and I don't want to leave any unnecessary chemicals in my hair any longer than I have to. For me, styling begins in the shower, which basically means that I do all of my brushing in the shower and I do my initial application of product, and then when I get out of the shower, my brushing is finished, so I'll just be scrunching product through my hair, which I notice causes me a lot less frizz. To begin styling, we're going to distribute a generous amount of Miss Waffle's Herbal Glaze throughout our hair. This time, instead of only focusing on our scalp, we're going to get that everywhere. And then we're going to brush it through our hair to make sure it's evenly distributed, as well as to shape our hair the way we want it to fall when it's dried. And I like to brush my hair upside down because that way it will dry with more volume, and my hair tends to be pretty flat when it comes to my roots, and then it gets curlier down below. So I do anything that I can to create more volume on my roots. Then I will usually go through my hair and I will make some more perfectly coiled curls, and usually I pick the ones that are more visible on the outside of my hair, and you can do this as much or as little as you want to. To do this, I find a spot on the curl that has already started to coil, and then I will wrap that around my finger all the way to the bottom and then pull it off, and your hair will be into a coil. And finally, for our last step, we're going to wrap our hair in a microfiber towel. Mine is a Turby Twist brand, which I probably got from some drugstore. They usually sell them in the as seen on TV section. They do also have other brands online which offer a larger towel if you have really long or thick hair. That might be useful. And I'm definitely thinking of upgrading to one of those because it's getting pretty hard to fit all of my hair in this little towel now. But I do like this convenient band that this brand has. It holds your towel and hair in place really easily. And if you don't have a microfiber towel, an oversized t-shirt works just fine instead. So for this part, you can either decide to spray your hair with some water in order to get a little bit longer and more defined curls, or you can just take this towel or t-shirt, if you use a t-shirt instead. You can just take that off and put the glaze directly in your hair after that, and it'll give it more of like a voluminous, still curly, but a little bit shorter and just a lot of volume to it. So it just kind of depends on what you prefer. I had that on for probably close to an hour, so I am just gonna go ahead and spray my hair a little bit. And I usually try to focus more on the middle and ends of my hair when it comes to the water, because my hair tends to be a little bit flatter up top naturally. So I prefer more volume up top, so I don't spray it as much or at all. Sometimes I don't spray it at all. So it's still just kind of like moist, damp right now. If you do decide that you want to do more of a deep conditioning type of treatment to your hair, you can go ahead and apply the herbal milk to your hair first. And I just leave this in the way I would with like a leave-in conditioner. Or you can put it in your hair for 30 minutes or longer, as long as you want, and rinse it out. That works also for people that don't have such curly hair and they don't want to wear the milk in their hair in case it's a little bit heavier. That's an option that a lot of people do. And I haven't used the milk in a couple of days, so I'm going to go ahead and do that today. This one I try to focus a little bit on my roots because it has fermented rice milk in it, and that is going to stimulate a lot of hair growth. And that's pretty much all I'm going to use of that one. Now I'm going to go ahead and use the Herbal glaze. And then the glaze, you want to coat your hair completely. And yes, I did coat my hair in the shower, which is what helps a lot with the inside frizz of my hair. If I don't put product in the shower, the middle part here will start to get pretty frizzy instead of defined curls. So that's why I like to do both inside and outside of the shower. And it also gives it more of a shiny, glossy finish. Almost like a wet look, but more of like a really healthy, shiny look. And then I usually will scrunch the ends with the glaze in my hand and move my way up. Apply it in more of a scrunching motion to get more full coils from root to tip. And you can just leave it at that, or you can try to get even more perfect coils if you have extra time or just feel like doing that. But if you wanted to do that, you would just take a little bit of glaze in your fingers and find some of the curls, like for instance this frizz right here. I would want to fix that. Separate some of the chunkier sections. I also like to use either the Herbal glaze or milk on my face. Lately I've been using the glaze, but I do use them both. So I'm going to clean my face with my apple cider vinegar and witch hazel 1:1 face toner. And right after I clean off my face with my toner, I put a little bit of glaze on my face. That's how I use that one on my skin. So you can either let your hair air dry or you can diffuse your hair. I usually tend to air dry it because it's so hot where I am and it's also pretty dry, but I do sometimes like to use the diffuser if I want it to be dry quicker or if I want to give myself more volume. So I'm going to go ahead and dry it with the diffuser today to show you guys. I've gotten this one so long ago that I don't really even remember where I got it. I would assume it was probably at Target. I think it was like 40 bucks. And then I always use the warm setting instead of the hot setting because I don't want to damage my hair. And I put it on the low setting right here so it doesn't blow too much air and make my hair frizzy. My hair is pretty much 80% dry, I would say. Maybe like between 85 and 90% dry. So I'm just gonna let it air dry the rest of the way. You can also use the Herbal Glaze to do your edges. I'm not going to do mine today, but I did already make a video on those, so if you want to check that out, I'll post a link for that video. And then I would either wear it down or style it. Since it's so long and curly, I usually style it because it gets pretty hot where I am, but that's just up to you how you want to do your hair. Hopefully this video was helpful to you. If you liked it, please like, comment, and subscribe. And if you want to give Miss Waffle's products a try, there is an Etsy shop you can go to, which I will link down below for you. If you do try it, please let me know how it goes, if you're liking it, or even make a video, and feel free to tag me. This is pretty much how I do my wash and go from start to finish, so thank you for sticking in there.